Welcome everybody to the live stream. Thank y'all for stopping by again. Shout out to the NTZ crew. That's the Beach of Life. He said the average man checking in. He said I love the video. Yeah, that video was about me, man. I'm the misfit. That's why I'm over here. I didn't fit in anymore over there, Mike. I see a lot of other misfits over here. There ain't nothing to be ashamed of. We went from average to high value over here. I like that exchange. What's up, Jacob Tanjay? Shout out to the old heads. Us Philippine Antics joined us. They said, great photo. Where was this? This was Playa del Carmen, Mexico in 2007. That was my second trip that I won as an insurance agent. You're talking about, this is why I chose Mexico as my retirement destination. Me and my American wife, we were there for 4 days, 5 days and 4 nights, and we fell in love with Mexico. The people, it was really, really nice. What's up, Doubtful Genius? Jeffrey Tatter, there you go. He said, good morning, Cal. Shout out to the community. Oh, yeah, let's not forget about the lurkers. Yeah, they're here. What's up, Mike? Any new viewers and subscribers watching for the first time, welcome. And anybody catching the live stream. The topic today is, does the perfect budget exist in the Philippines? Okay, we always have a topic, but if y'all want to talk about something, just put it over here. I just got some things to say about that. I don't know if there's another subject in the Philippine genre that divides the expat community more than this. But actually, let me say this. Before I had my YouTube channel, I never heard anybody talk about a budget over here. But I just want to kind of just touch on some stuff like that. Because, of course, we're always going to get off topic and talk about something else. Just like this. Mike Dawsonville said, what's going on, Brother Cal and the Sunshine Crew? The Ravens and Lamar Jackson forgot they had a game yesterday. They didn't come to play. Yeah, it's a lot of videos going around on YouTube about the NFL is fixed. And I don't know about that, but I do know that those hits are real. But sometimes you have to question the missed tackles and the play calling. And he just didn't look like Lamar Jackson. I'm like, come on. Kansas City's defense is not all that. But it is what it is. If you go on my Facebook, I had a memory. This time last year, I was like, wow, the fix is on for Kansas City. You see how close they won last year, right? They called the roughing the passer on Mahomes. He was 3 yards outside outside when they hit him. But it is what it is with that football. I don't even follow sports. I look at the highlights and stuff. The peso is 56.4. I mean, that's beautiful. 56.4. What's up, Roger? Yeah. He said, wait, that's you, Cal, with the hair on the thumbnail. It is me. That was 2007. So that was 17 years ago. Man, we had a blast, man. You talking about, I didn't want to leave. And that's only, let's see, we flew from Louisville to North Carolina, then North Carolina to Cancun, and wherever the airport is, I believe it's Cancun. Then we called a bus, a chartered bus from Cancun to Playa del Carmen. We had access to 3 resorts, man. I mean, I don't drink, but my wife at the time, she drank. So all you can drink, all you can eat on 3 resorts. And it was the very first time that I've been to a resort where you had a meeting first, because everybody hasn't been to an all-inclusive resort before. And they just kind of laid down the rules. They said, look, to practice some moderation. Of course, that didn't happen. What's up, Angelo? He's in the Philippines, guys. He's officially in Davao. If y'all see him in Davao, help him out. Show him around, man. But yeah, that video I made today, that was talking about me, really. You know, I don't know what I'm going to talk about when I get up in the morning, but there's so much to talk about. That's why I never make a video about another vlogger or something like that, or putting somebody down. I just won't do it. A guy sent me a picture. Me and him, we chat every single day. And he just sent me a picture. It was two big blobs walking around in Rizal Park. And I said, well, hell, that's the norm. You know, that's the norm now. You know, that's the memo that went out. There's a few good men wanted in the Philippines. Of course, you're going to get a pushback from that because everybody's in denial. Okay, well, if you all that, then what are you doing over here? If you all that, if you can get the 25-year-old woman over there and all of that, well, why are you even here? I wouldn't be all the way over here for nothing. What's up? He said, fellow misfit. Hello, community. What's going on, Ace? Wow, you still in Malapascua, man? That must really be a nice place. Maybe that's where me and Marilyn are going to come then. We're supposed to be coming somewhere as soon as the weather clears up a little bit, man. It's really been cool here lately. What's up, Don? He said, New Orleans in the building. Darling May, what's going on? Gary Williams says, I love your content. Keep it 100. I do want to send my condolences to the families of the 3 U.S. soldiers that were killed by that drone attack over the weekend in Jordan, man. They were all from Georgia, too, young people. One lady was only 23. They were young. She had just joined the Army Reserve like in 2019, man. Like 40-something people injured. You know, see, that's the type of stuff that's going to drag us into some type of conflict somewhere. I mean, it's just sad. Imagine, I've got a daughter around her age. I've got a daughter 21, 25, and 28 and 29, and those far too young, man. And it really hurt my heart. They showed the pictures in the newspaper, man. Like, wow. But let's get to the subject, okay? Does the perfect budget exist in the Philippines? No. Okay, remember my saying, budgets are like assholes. We all have one. Some are bigger than others. Okay, but we're all unique, man. So our budgets are going to be unique. And I just wrote down some stuff. You know, see, we're all speaking from our personal experiences. What we're really saying is, I can't live off 1,000 or 1,500 because you really don't know. We all have different spending habits. Okay. But what is a budget for some of you guys? Because we hear it all the time, but here's the definition. It says an estimate of income and expenditures for a set period of time. So it's what you got coming in versus what you got coming out. Now we're going to start here from Numbeo. You know, I went on their website just as a gauge, you know, so y'all kind of understand where we're coming from. Now, according to them, a single person in the Philippines is it takes $555 per month. And that's without rent on average. That's the cost of living. But you got to realize the average salary, according to the Philippine Statistic Authority, is only $329 per month. So I don't know how they figure that out, because then you add another $200 rent to that. So you're looking at $755. A family of 4, $1,921. By the way. There's no way that they're doing that over here. Not where I live. They're not earning that kind of money. But I just want to give you kind of like a base. Now, according to Numbeo, the cost of living in the Philippines is on average about 56% less than in America. Rent is like 83% less. So when people talk about how much you need and all of that, they're talking from their personal experiences. There is no perfect anything over here. There's no perfect relationship. There's no perfect diet. There's no perfect anything, guys. Don't let all this self-righteous talk scare you and discourage you from coming over here. The only way you're going to know is to get on the horse and ride it. When you get here, boots on the ground, and try it and see what if you only got 1,500, then that's going to be your budget. And if you can't make it for 1 month, why would you go for 2? You get that other 1,500 and hightail it back home, or figure out what you're doing wrong. But a lot of people, like I said, I never heard even anybody discuss a budget until I got on YouTube. So now you got all these self-righteous vloggers. They're going to say, oh, you need this, you need that. Don't come over here unless you got this and or that. Okay. They're discouraging you because they know that these budget videos are very, very popular. Okay. They're very, very popular. And they're going to get clicks and views. Okay. Hey, thank you, ETN Brazil Senior, for that super chat. He says, great content, sir. Keep up the good work. Hey, what y'all doing out there? Thank you. What is this, the Brazilian money or something? I've never seen this before. That COP or African money or something. But these views, I'm going to tell you, these budget views, they get more clicks than age gap relationship. Okay, and that's why they make them. But nobody can tell you what you can't live off over here, especially when you're talking about the average salary is $328. They're saying $18,423. Raise your hand if you've ever dated a person over here who earns anywhere near that every month. $18,000, unless she's a call center agent in one of these big cities like Cebu or Manila. It just isn't happening, guys. Most of the people that you're going to deal with over here, you're going to meet, they're going to be earning anywhere from 4,000 pesos to 8,000. I'll give them 10. Okay, so when you're talking about the average salary is $329, you're talking about the highest of the high, the richest people, and basically nothing. But we're all speaking from our personal experiences. That's all it is. Don't let these guys scare you, man, okay? Because then you got, okay, once you decide, okay, I'm going to come over here, or wherever you go, and I'm coming up with a budget, it's 2 things that I think you should decide on. What's the most important thing I should be paying or worried about every month? And then what's going to be my greatest expense? And I'll give you an example. Frank Ellis says a single guy can't live off $1,500. There's something wrong with that picture. Absolutely. That's what I'm saying. Especially, when you got rent as low as it is here. But people will say that healthcare coverage is most important, right? You'll hear people talk about it all the time. Oh, yeah, come over here, you don't get healthcare, and they build that up, right? But they don't act like it. They don't live like healthcare coverage is the most important thing. Okay, I know for me, I'm a retired insurance agent. My car insurance actually helped me drive better. It gave me a peace of mind knowing that no matter what happened, I'm covered. Your healthcare should be doing the same thing, not the opposite. If you got healthcare coverage, you should be exercising. You should be eating better. You should be taking better care of yourself. You don't just buy it and then sit down all damn day drinking beer and smoking mighty cigarettes. See, this is the hypocrisy. This is why I'm saying you can't listen to these people up on these soapboxes talking down at you. But they'll say that, oh, healthcare coverage is the most important. And then they live, their life is a mess. I mean, they won't even walk around the damn block. So make that make sense to me. But I'm just giving you an example. You got to come up with what's my most important thing. And then what's your greatest expense? If you're going to be over here dating like most of us do, the woman or the man is going to be your greatest expense. Some people say the food. If you're single, yeah, it probably is going to be the food, followed by the rent. But you got to determine what's most important and what's going to be my greatest expense over here. Then that way I can focus my money here and make sure I can come up with a plan that's going to work. But we live different lives over here, ladies and gentlemen. If you didn't know that by now, I mean, that's common sense. And Robert says transportation. See, people live different. Some people actually ride jeepneys over here. I ride tricycles, but Maryland's got a motorcycle. You got to determine, am I going to do that? Or am I just going to ride the public transportation? If you live in St. Carlos City, it's going to be tricycles. 20 pesos to take you anywhere in the city. But some of us are married and have families and children. Some of us are single. Some of us just have a live-in partner. We live in the city, in the business district, in the province, in the smaller cities. We're living different lives. There's no way you can come up with a perfect budget. Now, one word that does come to mind is responsible. Okay, have a responsible budget. Something that a realistic budget, something that you can achieve every month, man. You know, don't talk about putting 20% of your income up if it's gonna hurt your budget. Taste, I put like this. We've got different tastes. Some people get their coffee from Starbucks every day. Guess where I get my coffee? Right in there, Nescafe. So it's Starbucks versus Nescafe. But there's no perfect anything over here. And the sooner you let that go about the perfect life, the better. Now, Gary Williams, this is a question that was asked Sunday. He said, how much is healthcare coverage? Well, it all depends. Your health purchases your healthcare coverage, Gary. That's what's going to determine that. Your age and your health. All right. So if you're healthy now, it'd be a good time to get you a policy. Don't wait till you're not unhealthy. That's the same with life insurance. Don't wait till you're going to die the day before you die and try to get a policy. But it's going to be your health. They got some good rates over here. But I said, I can't tell you that. Because what if you got type 2 diabetes? What if you've already been treated for cancer? Okay. You may not even be able to get any coverage. David Tutt said, my ex made 28,000 pesos a month on a government contract. Yeah. But that was eventually going to run out since you said a government contract. And for anybody who doesn't know, a lot of people work here on contracts. Even if you go to Save More grocery store, the cashiers, they're only going to be there 6 months. Then 6 months, they're going to have a whole other crew come in. Now, you can reapply for your job depending on what manpower service, what employment service has that contract. Clinton Dow says, I pay $225 a month in Palawan for a nice 1-bedroom apartment near the mall. Yeah, I don't know what that COP. I'm just thankful for the super chat. I'm just interested, not how much, but what is that? But we all have different spending habits too. That's why I say responsible. Some people gamble, man, believe it or not, over here. I have to stay away from them casinos here. I'm too far from home. You go broke over here, man, you're in trouble. But see, people do that. So I don't know. But I'm not going to be so arrogant and so self-righteous that I'm going to tell you that you can't live off X amount of dollars. Who am I to say you can't? Because most people don't even know what their budget is. They don't have a budget. They just spend what they got. The only way you're going to find out what your budget is if you track every peso over here. Who's going to do that? I've done that before when I bought my first house in America. I had to do it. You had to track your spending. Then you're going to see where your money's going. And then that's how you're going to say, well, hell, I'm spending too much at the casino or on cigarettes or liquor. How you going to know? All we're doing is guessing over here. And that's why I tell you, don't listen to what anybody's saying. They're guessing. And they're going by their own personal experience. But if the cost of living is on average 56% less here than it is in America, I think you're going to do pretty damn good. And the rent is 82% cheaper. But everybody's always waiting for the right time, the perfect moment. It's never going to happen. You got to pull that trigger. You're going to have to come boots on the ground and see what's over here and see what you're working with. Okay? Jabraz says, I was able to walk to my hotel, but it was during the day. Cabs are a hustle, but Grab took too long. Yeah, and and then, but it's kind of going to be different when you start living over here, Jabraz, when you really got to make those tough decisions. Am I going to deal with the Grab and the taxi? Am I going to go ahead and buy me a motorcycle? Because believe it or not, if you deal on taxis and Grabs for a whole year, you're going to damn near buy you a motorcycle. You're going to buy you one of them scooters over here. Okay? That's a given. Certainly in the first 2 years you're here. So, you got to make those type of hard decisions. There you go. Have a nice day. Says most foreign-owned businesses pay their help on contract, which can be as little as 3 to 6 months. Then they don't renew because then they have to supply benefits and health care. Oh, okay. So that's what it is. I know it's on contract. Okay. But don't ever let anybody say that you can't live off 1,000 or you can't live off 1,500 or 1,200 because they don't really know. They're going by their own personal experience. They don't know you. They're not tracking their money. They're just spending everything they got and saying, well, they have no discipline. They're not being responsible. So they're saying, well, hell, it costs me $2,500 a month over here. Well, what are you doing? You're a single man over here. But don't tell me I can't do it. Ryan Lawson said, hey, Cal, if you have life insurance and health insurance in the States, is it good in the Philippines? No. Okay. Okay, Robert, that's COP is Colombian pesos. Wow. Thank you. It's the first time I ever received a super chat like that. Cedric Giles says, I bet in the long term, having one partner is less expensive than rotating partners constantly, a la John. But in the beginning, getting acclimated to a long-term partner is likely more expensive. Well, I don't know. Because of John, I'm pretty sure they're not living in with him. Whenever he gets the urge, he goes out to the bar and gets somebody. That's a John. A John just isn't every day, 3 or 4 times a day. There's no way. You'd have to be rich to do that. If the guy is being honest, when he came on here, there you go, have a nice day. He says the bar fine is 4,000 to 5,000, and then you got to give the tip of 1,000 to 2,000. And you try to do that 3 times a day. Now you're looking at 18,000. That's $300 a day. That's $1,500 a week just for that. 2,100, the 7 days. And then that's $8,400 a month. You're not going to do that. It's too expensive. But if you got a live-in partner, man, it's going to cost you. Okay, then guess what? More than likely, she may have children. And it gets even more expensive. Okay, but I'm not going to tell you what you can't do because if you tell the woman up front, look, this is what I'm working with, you know, approximately. Because remember, you're gonna have money in the bank. I wouldn't just come over here with my you know, with my pension. I'd have to have something to get me started and to kind of work off of. But this is a subject, man, that gets more arguments, and it splits the expat community more than anything else. Because you got people that's going to sit here and tell you you can't do it. Well, how do you know I can't do it? You don't even know me. Hey, John Vickery, thanks for that super sticker. You don't even know me. How you going to tell me what I can live off of? I mean, okay, I've got a couple of guys, subscribers, set up around the corner here at 10,000 pesos a month. Nice apartment. I'm talking about this isn't some shack. And they're in a middle class neighborhood. Okay, you're going to add another 3,000 to 4,000 for the electric. So you're looking at 16,000. The peso is 56.40 right now. That's not even $300. Now you got your immigration and your food. Okay, you gotta, you know, come over here and do it. That's the only way you're gonna know. You can't listen to me, but don't sit here and say healthcare coverage is the most important thing. But your life is a mess. You're sitting up there drinking Tanduay and smoking mighty cigarettes all damn day and eating, you know, pig feet sandwiches and all that. I don't know what's going on with my Wi-Fi. I'm going to try to pay as least as I possibly can for my health care. So I'm going to keep myself in a better shape. I don't want to use my health care coverage. I don't want to use it. Hey, Robert Carson Jr. says, is buying property a good investment in the Philippines right now? It always is, really. I was talking to a guy. We were at the restaurant the other day, and he was talking about him and his wife. They've already purchased some nice lots, Palawan here, a couple of more places in the Philippines, because the price never goes down. It always goes up. We were trying to hook up one of my subscribers. Now listen to this, guys. You know, see, I don't have account money laying around, because if I did, this kind of stuff that comes up from time to time. Right up the road here, maybe, what, 50, 60 kilometers from here, right next to a popular resort, where it's actually on the same property as the resort, they're selling lots. So it was a 243 square meter lot. The original price was 1,000,000 pesos, but the owner has to have an operation and they need the money real quick. So they're selling it for 600,000. You already got a 400,000 peso profit right there, guys. And then you wait for 1 year. You don't even have to build on it. Just sit there and wait, because the lot next to it is 280 square meters. It's 1.3 million. It's going to go up. They didn't buy it. I'm like, man, you know, because Maryland, it did everything for them, but they didn't buy it. I'm like, dude, you don't even have to build on that. It automatically gaining a profit. But that's the type of stuff that you can do. Like the lot we bought in Toledo City, Cebu, for $600. Those lots come available from time to time. But if you don't have the money, Happy Man 6920 says, Willis Boykins, I've seen pics, videos of Philippines, and lobsters here do not have the big front claws. Well, some of them do. It just depends. If you go, now I don't know where they're getting them. Do they have a farm here to raise them? But if you go to Lapu-Lapu, you get them big tiger lobsters. They're expensive, but yeah, they just look like the regular lobsters at home. But they've got those other kind that we love. What are they called? Those little bitty lobsters. Robert Dame says the biggest thing I need to budget is my time. I get bored easy. And see, that's a great point. We never include that in the budget. All we're worried about is the woman. And this is what's so crazy about this Philippine genre. Y'all don't want to learn about anything else. Well, I'm giving that to the women now. Y'all got to get that from them because y'all don't want it from me. But you're only going to get the sugar-coated version, and it's only going to get her side of the story. You're not going to get the man's side of the story. Because when a man tries to tell you that side, oh, he's exploiting Filipino women. He's human trafficking. Y'all don't want it from us. So go on over there where you donate all your money and all your clicks and views and get it from them. Because that's all y'all want, man. And I'm going to tell you, man, it's the reason why that guy's got that sign around his neck. I wasn't making fun of him, man. That's why I blotted his eyes out. I'm saying all that we know in 2024, and we're still going broke over here. There's no way that should be happening. But it is happening because y'all not listening. All y'all want is some woman in a bikini. You're going to get that. Yeah, pig feet sandwiches. Yeah, but they claim that healthcare insurance is so important. They eat lechon every other day. He says, you have to be able to discipline yourself. I can drink every day for a week and then not drink for 3 months. I love Texas Hold'em, but I can walk away from a table after I lose 100. Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. A lot of us, we don't have that discipline. We've never had it. So you come over here, you're just going to spend more because things are cheaper. But I'm not going to tell you that you can't do it. I'm not going to say you can't do it because until somebody does more than just show me some receipts and everything like that and talk about how much money they're really spending, I don't want to hear it because you're not tracking your spending. You're guessing. And guys are putting it all on the line. They need more than us guessing, guys. Okay? And I'm sorry. Some of these guys, they're really hanging on our very words. They're sitting on the edge of their seats and say, hey, it's the sunshine shoulder so I can live off 1,000. I'm not going to tell you you can or you can't. Only you can answer that question. Can you? He said, man, what you know about pig feet? Man, my mother makes some pig feet, boy, but I can only eat pig feet if I've got hot mustard. I've at least got to have hot sauce. Now, over here, they make what's called crispy pata. It's deep fried pig feet. It's the most expensive thing on the menu. And I mean, these pig feet are this big, full of meat and everything. It'll feed a whole family. They know about pork over here, but I don't eat a lot of pork. He said the first thing I do when I get to the Philippines is opening a video game development company. That's interesting. I never heard that one before. He said when I was in the Philippines, the exchange rate was around 40 pesos to the dollar. I always had money in my pocket, and I was living a giant lifestyle. Just don't do crazy stuff. Yeah, I was reading an article today as I was looking up this stuff about a budget because I wanted to put some numbers out there. And inflation is just really on the rise here, and it's eating at your dollar. But rent and labor is really still holding firm. I have to have somewhere to lay my head and take a shower and use the bathroom and everything like that. I can cut down on my eating if I have to. but I have to have a place to stay, to lay my head. As long as the rent is staying cheap, I should be able to make it work. Okay. But like the guy says, he says, do you have the discipline? See, I don't know you. I don't know what you're spending your money on. But I made this live today about does the perfect budget exist in the Philippines, just to encourage people not to listen to these bloggers, man. We don't know everything. We're not tracking our spending. There's no perfect anything in the Philippines. There's no perfect relationship. There's no perfect way of doing it. And that's what they want you to think. There's no perfect. You got to come over here and stumble all over yourself like we did to find your way over here. Yeah, some of the things you can take to the bank, but most of the stuff, man, you're not going to understand till you get here. Kamal says, as an agent, have you ever seen a client pass on just days after writing a policy? I have. Now, a lot of the policies, excuse me, they're effective on the same day, right? But there's a clause in there to protect you and the insurance company. As long as you didn't lie on the policy, okay? Because they've got what's called a 2-year contestability period. Meaning if you died a couple of days after writing the policy, doesn't mean they're not going to pay you, but they're going to investigate that. If you died of a heart attack, they're going to say, well, did they have a history of heart disease or whatever it was? It's going to depend on their death certificate. That's why any claim that you file with life insurance, they need that death certificate. They're going to go by what's on that. But it protects the insurance company because if they didn't have the 2-year contestability, Kamal, people will wait until they've got stage 4 cancer. Then they would take out $1 million policy. But it protects you as a consumer because if you take the policy and you're perfectly healthy, but 2 years later you have stage 4 cancer, they can't cancel it. But yeah, I've seen that happen. And it just depends on what you died of and whether or not you were, being honest on that application. Because as an agent, I represent the company I'm writing the policy for. So when I write the policy and I give you that receipt, that's saying that your policy is in force. Even though I don't have any stakes in that, in the insurance company, I'm just a representative, though. I represent that company. That's part of my contract. Everett Tatum McField said pig feet are only cartilage and bones, nothing special. Well, some of them have meat, man. Not a whole lot. He said crayfish. But this is what all I'm talking about. Cedric Giles says, I know you're going into business developing little houses, but would you also consider being hired consultants for soon-to-be expats who want home built in San Carlos before fully retiring? I mean, yeah, but you would have to. Merlin does. That was her job before she retired. Before we got together, she knows how to do all of that. She knows how to research the title, how to do the deed of sale, the transfer, the whole 9 yards. I mean, you have to. I can't do it. She could do it. Yeah, because that's basically. Even though she's not an agent, you don't have to be over here. If Merlin points you in the direction to say, let's keep it simple, $1 million peso line, and you go over there and you buy it, guess what? The owner's going to give her 5%. Finder's fee, referral fee over here. But I do referrals now. I really do them for free. $30 an hour is really free for real. When you talk about people charge 150 to 200, and then the information I'm giving you can take to the bank, but it's nothing that I'm going to hang my hat on. It's nothing I'm going to stop doing videos and stuff for. I couldn't live off of it. I may do one a month or something, okay? But those little houses, you can take that to the bank. We're going to do that, okay? I guarantee you that. Retired 2019 said, Cal, I spend 2 hours a day exercising. The women are not more important than my health. Yeah, see, you're the exception. You're the exception, man. I talk to hundreds of guys, man. I mean, I talk to thousands of guys. I meet hundreds of guys. It's always about the woman. You can't get it through to them. This is what's so good about the Philippines. We can't get a woman in our home country. And you can push back if you want to on this. I'm telling you what I'm seeing over here. No woman's gonna, you can get a woman, but the options that we have over there, man, they don't compare to the options over here. That's why we're here. That's why you see us and you see the strangest couples, man. The odd couples is what I call them. You see more here than anywhere in the world. And they can lie to themselves and whatever they want to do. This is the only place that's going to happen. This isn't Thailand, okay? This isn't Thailand. Well, most of those guys, they're paying, these are bar girls they're meeting. A lot of them, not everybody. Hey, Alan, say, Cal, keep up the good work. It's not like that in the Philippines. You're going to get a real woman. You still got to pay, but still, it's a whole lot better than what's going on over there in America. How would you know that, though, if you never lived here before? $2,000 a month over here. Okay, look, now the average they're saying, retired 2019. The Philippine Statistic Authority, they know a lot more than me. It says 18,423. Those are the people who actually have real jobs where, you can track that. But most of the people you're going to run into, they're getting paid under the table. They're not getting anywhere near this 18,000. So you got 2,000, you're saying, per month at 56.4. You're talking about 120,000 pesos a month, man. That's a lot of money. You tell me I can't do it on half of that? I really don't know. But I'm not going to tell you that you can't. That's the whole point of this. They want you to think there's a perfect number that you need to have over here. They're lying. I'm just telling you that they're lying because they're only guessing. They're not tracking their spending. Every single peso that they spend till at the end of the month, they come up with a figure. They're guessing. They're guessing, man. They're going to forget something somewhere. But when you have to track it, like I was in a program when I bought my first house. It was called Homeowners and Partnerships. We had to track it. You could not miss anything. So if I went to the gas and got $2 worth of gas, I needed that receipt. I needed every single receipt. Then I compartmentized it. So I can see where am I spending where's my money going? We don't know for real. You're just going by your greatest expenditure. You're going to say, well, I'm going to say that's my rent because I'm paying $20,000. You don't really know. You could be eating out more than that. Frank says, I've not had pig's feet in years. Yeah. Well, they don't do it. They don't cook it like we cook it over here. But that crispy powder, try that. And see if you say there's no meat on there. I guess they get the thigh too, because it's a big old piece of, it's a monstrosity, man. And it's usually somewhere like 650 pesos, which is a lot over here for something on the menu. Most of the menus like 250, 350. Yeah, 2000, that's a good lifestyle. You know, you should be able to, but I can't tell you that you're not going to be able to. I'm going to be honest with you guys. They're trying to discourage you from coming over here. A lot of these bloggers, they are. And some of them are just doing it for clicks and views. That's the most popular video you can do. It's my budget. Everybody's going to be on that thing because they want to know. But the only way you're going to know is if you come over here. Anthony Overstreet said, Cal, my wife and I bought 7 properties here. Excuse me. 2 lots near the beach, 4 hectares in Bukidnon, 3 houses in Iligan City. I'm here to better myself and make my life better. I'm living my dream. You can certainly do that. Okay? Because when I made the video, I said the Philippines are giving away free money. Oh, people lost their minds. But they are. Just my rent, I was paying $900 per month. It was going up to $940. If I wouldn't have left when I did, it was going to be $940. I come over here, my rent was 8,500 pesos. What, at that time, what was it? 160. So that's almost a $800 free money right there. What else you call it? Pumpkin Joe says, I made sure I have hobbies to keep busy here. Worry about women if you're on vacation here. Worry about sustainable joy, peace of mind, and funds are in place, or ultimately your dream will crumble. Yeah, you gotta have a plan, and you gotta work the plan. The thing that saves most of us is the women over here are good women. If not, if they was the scammers and everything that people make them out to be, we none of us would make it. But that's just the point. They're not like that. They really will help you. They're cooperative. They're going to help you get to the place that you're trying to get, as long as you're bringing them with you. But yeah, you got to have a plan, man. He said, my aunt Audrey May used to make the best hog's head cheese, but that was decades ago. My mother loved that hog head cheese. And then the sauce, I couldn't eat that sauce, but my mother would eat that sauce by the pack. Hey, John, he says, great channel, Cal. I know this sounds silly, but can I live well on a $5,000 a month pension? I don't drink or smoke, and I like to work out 4 days a week. Also, is testosterone therapy available? Well, like I said, man, the average, John, you know, because I don't want to tell you you can and you can't. You should be, you should certainly be able to live off of 5,000. The Philippine Statistic Authority says this, not me, that if you're earning $3,808 every single month in and month out, John, you're considered rich in the Philippines. It didn't say you can make it here, because I made that video too. And people said, oh, I can live off of 3,800 in Florida. Yeah, but you're not considered rich in Florida. You're considered rich over here. There's no doubt. So you're at 5,000, you're way above that. So I would say this, you would be considered rich. Testosterone therapy, I'm pretty sure it's available here. I don't need it yet. And I'm not knocking on wood or anything like that. HD Apex says properly vetting your girlfriend is key. There are good and bad Filipinos. Yeah, that's anywhere. But that's what we don't do. How can you vet a woman? All that on the job training stuff, guys, it's not going to work over here. You're taking a big chance. You're wasting a lot of time. You're going to move. As soon as you get over here, you move in with the woman. You don't know her. You don't know her habits. You don't know her tendencies. You're learning them each day. All you want is the sex. That's all you want. You know, then you're going to get married without even knowing the woman. Well, all you got to do is just make the trips back and forth. Okay, y'all can still be together for 2 weeks when you're over here on your exploratory trip. I'm not saying use the woman or anything like that. But that doesn't mean come over here and marry her. And all of a sudden she's your fiance like these guys are doing. But then when I make a video like I make today about average and below average men showing up in the Philippines, y'all want to push back on me. I know what I'm seeing over here. You guys are lost y'all damn mind. It don't matter what I tell you or anybody else tells you. You're your own man, but y'all doing some crazy stuff over here. Spending way too much money, but then you're supposed to be all of that. Well, if you're all of that, then why in the world are you doing the stupid shit you're doing for a woman you don't even know? A woman that doesn't even need that kind of money or whatever it is, who certainly doesn't love you like you love her. You don't even love, it's lust. But when you make a video like that, they push back. Hey, S1 Philly Vibe said, Cal, what's up with the Matrix, man? I swear when I talk to the fellas about my trip, it's like they hate when I bring it up, what's going on. That's obvious. Misery loves company. They're going to talk it down. I just said on my video today, you coming to the Philippines, you ain't got no reason to be ashamed, man. This place is the hot spot. It's always been the hot spot. Nothing's changed, man. The weather, the women, everything, the whiskey, whatever you're looking for is over here. Okay? We're still on planet Earth. They try to put the Philippines down. Long before I was born, there was an unspoken agreement because some guy, he sends me a link to my video about why do men continuously going broke. And he says, well, Cal, he said, I think it's because you're telling people that you have to pay for everything over here. I'm like, dude, you know good and well I didn't make the rules. The unspoken agreement's been around long before you was born, me, and anybody else. I said, and the typical expat that comes over here is not 35 years old like you are. Okay? He's about 62 years old, well past his prime. Nobody wants him in his own country. But the women over here will take him, long as he's got some type of pension. Okay? And we're buying that. We got that memo, and we're coming. We're coming in droves over here. But yeah, it's nothing to be ashamed about because I wouldn't trade the life I got now for nothing over in that fancy Matrix over there. Because I'm living in the real life, okay? I'm living in the real world, rather. I know what's waiting for me over there, okay? At least the woman over here pretends she's a good pretender that she's proud of me. I'll take that over just 100% neglect. You know, they laugh at you when you approach them. Hey, let me buy you a drink or something like, you know, crazy, man. He said 5,000 a month. Come on, man. No, but really, he doesn't know, though, guys. These guys, they don't know because 5,000 a month in the United States is not a lot of money. Okay, but over here, you're rich. Over here, you're rich. He said someone's 10,000 pesos a month. What are you talking about? Sending them that? Frank Tate said you have a computer. Look up the stats on everything before you come. You can learn so much by just doing your homework. Yeah, but we won't do it, Frank. We want to come over here based on what somebody else is saying. Even if you look it up on the computer, you're not going to really get a good grasp until you step foot over here and you really see what's going on. Because I was looking at, this guy made a great video. He was talking about coming into retirement as a single man. And I never thought about that. A lot of us, see, we're coming into retirement single. I don't know. He's saying it's a challenge. He's saying it's not a good thing. We're vulnerable, man. When you're doing that, but a lot of us are doing that, and we're coming over here. We don't know nothing. We're going simple. We're grabbing the girl's hand and letting her lead us. And I don't know if that's a good thing. Even if she's got good intentions, you got to do something when you get over here. He said every man pays one way or the other. Yeah. But and that's my whole point. He knows that. I'm like, man, you've been following me since I started. I got 1,700 videos. I've always said that. The unspoken agreement. Okay, it's there. Don't all of a sudden you're saying you think that's a bad message. That's not my message. That is the message. What makes you think, okay, the average expat that shows up over here to live is 62. The average Filipina on that dating site is 26, still in her prime. What makes you think she's going to deal with you for nothing? You got to be crazy. You guys are crazy, man. It don't make sense. I mean, y'all know this. They just want to push back. Yeah, the weather, the women, and the whiskey. Whatever you're looking for is over here. But they'll say, oh, the Philippines not this and not that. Because they can't get it done. I can get it done over here. Many guys, thousands of men, okay, and women are having the time of their life over here. They're getting the benefits of moving from the West to the Philippines. It's apparent. Okay, it's very apparent. But it's the people who can't get it done or who are just trying to discourage you from coming over here that are saying the Philippines isn't what it is. You a damn lie. Y'all freezing over there. It's 80 degrees outside. It never drops below 80 where I am. I got a Maryland over here, not a Big Shirley. I'm looking at Big Shirley if I go home. Okay, some grandmother. I'm through with grandmothers. I'm just saying, guys. Hey, son, thanks for that super chat. He said 17 a month plus $1 million peso savings. Quick advice. Man, that's 1,700? Is that what you're saying? Or 17,000? $1 million peso savings. Yeah, that's plenty. That's more than I had. I had about 17,000. I had about 850,000 pesos when I arrived here in 2018. And I was earning about 1,900 a month then. And we lived fabulously. But it was just me, my wife, and my son. But I'm not going to sit, hey, Elliot, but I'm just telling you that I'm not going to sit here and tell you that you can't do it. There is no perfect budget over here. Come over here and attempt it. If you've got 1,200, then see if you can. You got to ask yourself that. Can I live off 1,200? Don't ask me. Rian Apple says you can save at least 50% on food if you cook your own food using the fresh produce from the market. That's facts. That's facts. You know, when you first get here, this is why I say you got to have some money to work with when you first get here. You're trying to get settled in. You may need furniture. You're going to eat out because, you know, you're getting acclimated. You're still going to be looking for that Western food and everything like that. You're still going to want to do the same thing, go to the movies and all that. You don't know your way around. You haven't been to the wet market yet. You're still buying all your meat and stuff from the grocery. But you can, if you stay out of that grocery store, I just go there for your necessities, toothpaste, deodorant, different things like that. You can save 50% because that grocery store is not playing. Inflation, if you really want to know what inflation has done in the Philippines, all you got to do is go to the grocery store. I go Ever since I've been here in St. Carlos City, almost 5 years in May, I go at least twice a week. For about 2 years, I was going every Wednesday for our 1,000 peso pandemic giveaway. No, electronic pantry giveaway drawing. Well, we were spending 1,000 pesos for two people, sometimes three, worth of groceries. Let me tell you something. I wish Maryland was awoke. Maybe 2 or 3 months later, it was 1,300 pesos for the same items that I was paying 1,000 for. That's 30%, guys. It's way up there now. The eggs that we used to spend 78 pesos for in those boxes, because we buy a dozen eggs, they're 136 pesos now. So if you want to waste money, you go in that grocery store and buy that expensive bread. Everything's expensive. Any of that processed stuff is expensive. The only way you're going to save money is you go to that market. You can buy just what you need. You don't have to buy the big pack of beans. You need an eighth of a kilo, then buy an eighth of a kilo. If you only need 2 heads of lettuce, then get 2 heads of lettuce or whatever. So yeah, she's telling the truth. Hard cheese is nice woman, down to earth. That's all we want. And they're in abundance over here. And that's the reason why we're showing up over here. We're not stupid. We got the memo. Good men. Few good men are wanted in the Philippines. They're not going to let you mistreat them. Okay? But you're going to see the oddest couples you've ever seen over here. I've got a favorite couple of mine. They live in North Dakota. He's 6'3", she's 3'6". This is facts, man. She barely comes to, I don't even know if she comes to his waist. But you're going to see that kind of stuff over here. You're going to just smile to yourself and be happy for the guys. The video I made today was good news. It wasn't putting anybody down. That's good news. You know good and well you're not going to get the woman that you end up with over here. That's my buddy Jack Wolfanger. Wolfanger, yeah. They live in Bahal now. He's 60. His wife is 23. She just turned 23. Ask him, is he going to get that over there where he lives? Hey, Alex Perez, thank you for your support. Welcome to the Sunshine Shoulders community. I'm just telling you guys, I'm happy for you because I see it all the time. I'm like, man, I know he's happy. I know he's happy. Yeah, you know, because this is one of the last places on earth where average and below average men can live their dreams. So if you want to continue to listen to those guys put the Philippines down, look, just go on somewhere else, guys. I'm telling you the truth. They're just saying that because they want clicks and views. They don't want you over here. They think they own the place. Okay, I'm sorry, but they don't. It's plenty room, and it's enough for everybody over here. Whatever you're trying to do. Hey, Frank, he says, wait, I can't read it right there. I got to read it here. He says, I still have my crib in Chicago, and I've been here for 5 years, and I'm married. We live in Metro Manila. I still save money, and the both of us are living on what I used to blow in the streets in Chicago. It is, man. If Numbio says, on average, the cost of living in the Philippines is 56% less than America, you should be able to save. I'm not going to tell you that you will, but you should be able to. Rent is 82% on average lower here than in America. You're going to get a bonus just from leaving that. Okay, I was talking to my buddy Rock Harmon the other day. He just come from LA, by the way. Congratulations on your retirement. His rent for a 2-bedroom, $3,000 per month. Okay, now he comes back to the Philippines where they have a house. He don't have any rent. That's a bonus. That's free money. But I'm not gonna sit here and tell you, oh, you can't do this and you can't do that. What's most important to you over here? Okay, and then you're gonna find out what's your greatest expense. Once you find them two, your budget should be fairly simple now. Is to me, most important to me is where I'm gonna live. I know you're gonna say, well, why health care? You know, because I'm gonna take good care of myself. I don't want to use my health care. Yeah, it's important. Of course it is. But by the time I end up at the hospital, because men don't go to the hospital, I'm looking for a miracle. And you can be in denial you want. Hold your hands up the last time you went to the doctor. Now, a lot of guys that watch me, the ex-servicemen, they're with the VA, so they go regularly. But I'm talking about normal men. We do not go to the doctor. That's why your health insurance is cheaper, but your life insurance is more expensive than a woman's. Because they know you're going to die sooner than a woman, because guess what? You don't go to the doctor on a regular basis to let them catch the illness before it gets to the point where there's no return. That's what we're looking for. When my buddy John ended up in Dumageddon, he was looking for a miracle. There was nothing they could do for him then. Not over here, okay? Hey, son, thanks for that super chat. He said, that's 1,700. Thanks for the time you give me. You're welcome. You know, I'm just doing for you what I wish somebody would have done for me. I came over here and I made every mistake that you could possibly make. And I'm just using my mistakes as like secrets now to help you. People don't understand when I do these videos, they're about me. Okay, I promise you they are, because I've done it all. Everything that there's, when I talk about men spending millions over here of pesos, I did it. I've done it. But I found out now that I didn't have to spend all of that. I did that on my own. I'm my worst enemy. So I tell that to y'all, but then y'all say, oh, well, he's picking on us. Oh, he's talking about us. No, I'm talking about me. I'm saying that, okay, when me and Merlin, okay, before I met Merlin always had a dream of owning her own house. So when I asked her, I said, well, what's your dream house look like? She said, I just want one room with a CR for me and my two daughters to call our own. That's all she wanted. I could have built that. That's basically the guest house. Okay, add a little bit more room to that. I could have built that for $300,000. I spent $1 million. Okay, but yeah, that's plenty, man. You know, because that's more than what I had. We really had about the same. You got a little bit less every month, but you got more in cash. I don't see why you shouldn't be able to. You got to ask yourself that, son. And that's his name, son. I'm not calling him son. And the only way you're going to do that is get on a plane and come on over here. Because what's the worst can happen? You get on the plane and go back. But I'm just telling you that you got to take a lot of what we're saying, a lot of what these bloggers are saying, with a grain of salt. They're not tracking their spending, guys. They're guessing. So then they're going to guess. Here you are. You got everything on the line. I'm selling everything, Cal. I'm ready to get on the plane and come over there. How much do I need? Well, I'm here to tell you, I don't know. Okay? I don't know. That's just being honest. Actually, absolutely. They all do. But so do we. You know, see, I used to argue with people all the time. That's not a fair exchange. I've thrown that out now, because who cares really if it's a fair exchange or not? If he's happy and she's happy, then why not? But you're exactly right. But so did I. Merlin is the liar. Merlin's the what they call it, the Powerball compared to what I've got waiting for me over there. Okay, yeah, she hit the jackpot. She knows it, and most of the women over here know it. That's why they're gonna bend over backwards. You're gonna see them, and you're gonna be like, "Wow, that woman really loves you," because they're good women. Women, they're not stupid. Yeah, he said 2 jackpot winners in the same house. That's right. I mean, if you're honest about it. But I used to always say that it's not a fair exchange, which, if you really want to get technical like that, but how much can you put, how much of a value can you put on a good woman when she's filling that void that you have? Okay, because nothing outside of you is really going to fix you. She's just filling that void that you've got there. How much can you put on, what price can you put on that? Here you are, you a man that you haven't had pussy since pussy had you. And then you come over here and you got a beautiful woman in the fit of her life, and she's willing to do everything for you. And what price do you put on that? To relieve you of that frustration you've been carrying around for years. You're looking at everybody else enjoy their lives, but one guy said it. He said, "Cal, we got everything over here but women. But then we turn around and lose everything in the Philippines because of a woman." But I like the first, he's exactly right. Some of us do that. But I like the first part. You got everything over there but a woman. Now you come over here, now you got the woman. Can you put a price on that? She's literally going to give you her life. Merlin has put her life in my hands. I mean, really. She's trusted me that much. Said, do to me what you want, because she know I'm not gonna treat her, man. What's up, Jungle Man, Space Cowboy? But I make the video today, and everybody's the exception. I was watching a video the other day. He was interviewing a guy, Calvin, that I met at my meet and greet. He's from LA. He's 62. He's a real good guy. But the guy who was, I can't remember, I think it's Mike's Philippine Retirement or something. Mike's, yeah. Well, anyway, he said that he waited too late when he came over here. He was 68. Now, but look at the one, he's got a young woman now. So I'm not saying I was talking about him on that video, but I'm talking about guys like him, because I was talking about me on the video. He's 68. I guess his girlfriend's probably 30. She don't look to be that much older. Okay. That's why we're coming over here. It's not for a 68-year-old woman. Stephen Elliott Venture says, people listen to this man. People listen to this man. He knows what he's talking about. He is the boots on the ground. If you've never been there, he is not talking shit. Yeah, I live here, man, and that's what I want people to see. I want you to see my life. I'm doing it. But you're not going to know whether you can do it or not until you get over here. Steve's done it. Him and his wife, they came over, he's still working. He could retire if he wants. But they've got a house over here. He knows what it takes to make it over here. And the only way you're going to know is to come over here yourself. And that's what people are doing now. They're looking at, I want you to look at me and say, well, hell, if I can make it, if he can make it, I can make it. It doesn't mean you can have a YouTube channel, because I was doing this 3 years before my YouTube channel. Hey, there you go. Have a nice day. He said, Calvin, I see it as having a full-time nurse living with you. Who the hell wants to spend your last few years in a U.S. nursing home? That's messed up. I choose my Filipino. That's exactly right. That's what I said in the video. I said, look at the choices you got. Because America's washed its hands of me. I'm paw at home. And they're going to try to hook me up. But if I go home, they probably, because my American wife, her African husband that left her, I'm not trying to go back and date her. She's a good woman, but that's what they're going to try to do. I'm sorry, I don't want that. Or somebody like that. Nope. And they don't give me the same respect there as they do here. Women appreciate an older man over here who can take care of them. Some guy said it earlier on here in the comments. He says, all women want security. Yeah, well, I'd rather have a 30-year-old woman, depending on me than a 60-year-old woman. Robert James says, I just turned 68 this month. I feel blessed, not disadvantaged at all. It's right. Growing old is a blessing, man. A lot of people don't enjoy. Go on there and just go on YouTube and put in the search 051 Melly, FBG Duck, and see the foolishness that's going on in Chicago, man. That's been going on for years and years. They're just killing each other for nothing. It's like these guys aren't even, some of them don't even make it to 18. All right. So hell, to be 68, hey, Buzz Allen, thank you for your support. And welcome to the Sunshine Shoulders community. So to be 68 and then have this to look forward to, y'all think I'm playing? Okay, look around the world and see if there's any other place like the Philippines. Okay, yeah, you can say Thailand if you want, but no, I don't want to deal with bar girls like that. Most of them guys over there, they got bar girls. That's who they're dealing with. That's the only way they meet the women. They come out of the provinces and work on Soy 6. That's where all the women are, Soy 6, Walking Street and all that. It's hard to meet just a regular woman over there. I'm not saying they don't do it. It's a whole lot harder there than it is here to meet a regular woman. Okay? And even though they say, oh, you got to pay one way or the other, well, I don't want what somebody else had yesterday, 5 minutes ago. Okay, yeah, I'm going to pay, but at least give me something that hasn't been beat to death. I mean, guys, I was watching a live stream the other day, my buddy. This is what's going on in Thailand. My buddy, Razor Rays? His channel's really blown up now, man. I mean, because I remember I had him on my panel before. He talks about like South America and stuff like that. But I had a guy over there from Thailand and he said, do you guys kiss prostitutes? And I'm like, wow, that's what they were talking about. And that's what they're facing over there. Because they were showing the guy that normally he was kissing the girl in the mouth on his videos. But once another YouTuber went over there on Soy 6 and got his woman, did it on purpose, by the way, got his woman and Barfinder, now he want to kiss in the mouth. Not on camera anyway, because he knows everybody knows now. See, I don't want that, man. I don't want that, man. I don't want that. I'm sorry. What I don't know won't hurt me. Okay? But if I know that you're working on Walking Street and all that, you done had somebody else's dick in your mouth 5 minutes ago and then you trying to kiss me and all that, and and you can't clean a pussy enough for me knowing that. That's your damn business. It's opening up your legs and closing them. Come on, guys. He said, what time is it, Travis? He said, Cal, you're going to have another meet and greet. I am. We're going to have it in February, the end of February, the last week here in St. Carlos City at Meigs Resort. We'll probably go one day this week to get it all together, and I'll put it out there because they should be done with their renovations. Because we always have a good time at Meg's Resort. It's really a nice place, man. Some of my best meet and greets have been there. So I'm going to keep it simple. What time is it travel? So, yeah. Hey, what's going on? He said, from Sure Gal. Wow. I know he's over. Now, see, that's a nice island. Remember, I was telling y'all about the young lady, the first tenderoni I had. That's where she lives with her Filipino. I don't know if they're married or not. They got 2 kids, but we're still friends, after almost what? Let's see, April. No, I met her late May 2009. So it'll be 15 years in May because we were together when Michael Jackson died. We were in a taxi going to the resort. That's how I'll never forget it. Michael Jackson died. That was June something, 2009. But that first, nothing like that first tenderoni. And once you've been there, you always gonna go back. That's why I'd rather start down here and work my way up. Don't start up here, guys, because you're gonna miss out on a whole lot of fun and action down here. 53 Shades Darker says, for some of these really old dudes, Philippines is like a happy hospice. With all the bells and whistles. Yeah, beautiful girls, lots of sex, cheaper living, and peace. Sounds like a good idea to me. It is. I wasn't talking about people. I was ringing the bell, the good news, because you can look around the world. There's not many places like the Philippines that still left. And we're not going to change this place. It's going to be like that until we die. It's not going to change in our lifetime. Yeah, I don't want that, But that's the life of a John. You don't know. I don't want a woman that's just, they're known to lie to you. If you say, well, when's the last time? Business been slow. They'll tell you, business is slow. They always say that. They want you to feel good. Then you enter into the damn echo chamber. You'd be like, well, I thought business was slow. Well, hell, what's this thing feel like when it's booming? Oh, wow, Roger Walker's 68 too. Y'all the same age. That must be the good age. Because I told you that guy was 68. He said his only regret, he wished he'd have came here early, which that's the same, okay? It's what I said. I said, I wish I could have retired at 50 instead of 55, but I'm not going to complain. I still got a lot of life left in me, man. And I just know that, there's other options for me, but if it's not broke, don't break it. And I don't know if I could ever have it as good as I've got it now. My woman goes to the gym just so that she can look good for me. Just so that, she turns me on, man. Where am I going to find another woman like that? I don't know. Harold Till said Thailand is like Korea was in the 80s. Girls in bars, been there, done that. Yeah, I just don't want that. But some guys, they like that. That's the life they want, and that's what they're really comparing when they compare the Philippines to Thailand. It's like, what are you comparing, man? You ain't even been anywhere in Thailand. Pattaya and Bangkok. Well, you've been on Soy 6 and Walking Street, and you trying to compare the Philippines to Thailand because they got fancy buildings and stuff? Well, hell, they got fancy buildings here. He said, there you go, have a nice day. He says, one thing you really need to do for your girlfriend, because I don't like that for your Philippine. I'm sorry, guys, I can't, that's cringy to me. But I know what you're saying. Your wife, he said, make sure she's in your will. She deserves some of your assets you are leaving behind. my kid and girlfriend are going to have a 50-50 split. I agree with you 100%. That's why I built this house. Yeah, I built it for Booby, but I built it for Marilyn too, and her other kids. It's my insurance policy. I mean, you got to realize, okay, we actually got two houses. That guest house is a house. If she decides to sell this, she's going to get extra value with that. Now they're building. I'm gonna show y'all this in a video. They're building this dirty kitchen out back. He's adding on to the house, basically. That's going to add value to it. I mean, you got to understand. Okay, let's just say that Marilyn was earning 18,000. Okay, $329 a month is average for the PSA. 18,000. Okay, all of that is spent by the time she gets it. So there's no savings. Just say this property and the house and everything, just say it's worth, let's just say $2 million. Be conservative, say $2 million. She would never be able to have that in her hand under normal circumstances. It would never happen. She would never be able to own this, earning $18,000 a month. She'd be paying for it for the rest of her life, trying to do that. So just to have it free and clear like that, that's a blessing. But she appreciates it. See, she doesn't say this to me, but I know Marilyn. We've been together almost 5 years. She's going to spend the rest of her life trying to pay me back for this house. She don't have to do that. But, hey, I'm not going to stop her either. You want to do that. Frank Ellis said in Thailand, you have to meet good women on the dating sites. Yeah, I guess the same here. But that language barrier, man, it's really. Even if you meet a good woman here on the street, okay, 9 times out of 10, she's got a profile on the dating site. Because those are the only ones that date foreigners, man. All of them don't date foreigners, guys. It's just a select few that do. And guys say, well, I didn't meet my woman on a dating site, but did you ask her whether she had a dating profile? And if she's honest, she's going to tell you, yeah. Oh, but I haven't checked it and I haven't logged in so many years. Okay. Yeah, he hit that he said a happy hospice. Hospice, yeah. He said, Cal, you know who that guy was in Thailand? It was Tom Young. Yeah, I'm just saying, see, y'all thought I was joking when I talk about these guys, man. They're clowns. What would make you do stuff like that? I mean, y'all think that it's just me. It's not. I'm coming over here. I'm going to mind my own business. That's the only way I'm going to be able to live my own life. I'm not going to do that kind of stuff for views and stuff like that. Because I saw some guy was, he had made 2 videos where I didn't watch them, but he's doing the reaction to Tom Young's video and the other guy's video who he went out and did. He really messed this guy up by doing that because he kind of, threw a monkey wrench in his story. But it's like, I'm thinking to myself, dude, you doing a whole lot more than these guys who are hating on you now. At least you're over there. I mean, imagine he's over there in Thailand living. I wouldn't try to explain nothing to them guys. He went and tried to explain and said, I'm like, dude, you winning, man. You way ahead of any of these clowns that are in this comment section. I wouldn't even waste my time if I was you. They want to be in your footsteps. I mean, they want to walk in your shoes. Yeah. He said, I saw that. The guy acted like it was cool, like he was some kind of pimp. I mean, it's really, you don't have to do that. But I mean, some people have to do that for clicks and views. I'm glad I don't. Michael Johnson, Music to Motion, said, all honesty, I was laid off in September and made the decision to come over here. I landed October the 12th and staying as long as I can. I'm 52 and my girlfriend's 44. Probably do early retirement here and not work. Yeah, that's a great plan. You know, that really is a great plan. I mean, you're 52, you're like younger. When I came here in 2009, I knew, I promise, guys, I'm not saying this just for, you know, shits and giggles, man. I knew this is where I was going to retire. The minute I got off that plane and the woman's got, it's never happened before or since. The woman has a sign with my name on it. Welcome to the Philippines. Nothing like that ever happened to me. If you talk about, if they know how to, you know, build you up and everything, but she sure did, because she got me good and got in the taxi, even though we didn't stay together. She eventually got married. She lives in Germany now. She sent me a pictures of the wedding and everything because she was mad. She was mad at me because, you know, I told you we had chatted for about 2 days before I got here, but I did it to two women. That's the only good thing. I did two things good. I flew into Cebu and I chatted two women. I ended up with the other woman. And boy, I knew right then that Filipinos work together, because even though they were enemies, they were talking amongst themselves, you know. And, you know, the enemy of my enemy is my friend, sort of thing. But it worked out good for her. A retired 2019 said, Cal, how much is a professional massage for 1 hour? He says, I'm paying $70 for 1 hour tomorrow. Well, here, the best massage I've ever had in the Philippines is right up the road in Bacolod. It's 450 pesos for 1 hour. So what would that be right now? $8. And I'm talking about, excuse me, these are the real deal. This is in the El Fisher Hotel on the fourth floor. It's $8. And they're gonna put you to sleep. Everything is smooth. It's professional. I mean, the place is beautiful. But John, the guy who owns the NJ Tours in Cebu, who was our bodyguard and driver, he took me to a place right across from Park Mall Mall in Mandaue City, which is Cebu. It was 200 pesos, man. And they had a real good massage. But somebody like you, retired 2019, I would take them there. But you can go to places like Nuet Thai. There's so many places here for massage. And you just go until you find one that's good. But most of the time, they're like $5 or $6. He said some men just love the illusion of a real relationship. Yeah, well, you certainly get that here. And, you know, there's nothing wrong with being around those beautiful women, because they got some beautiful women on Soy 6. They just wasn't, uh, yeah, at 52. He needs to do a video on that, the damn happy hospice. That's a good one. I never heard it. I heard of like a nurse, you know, I'd rather have this than a nursing home. I never heard it called a happy hospice. Well, you'd have to go to some other places like Angeles City, the red light district, or Mango Square. I'm pretty sure you get a happy ending. But one thing that I used to worry about, and at first it happened, you know, was, you know, when they down there rubbing around your groin, that you would get excited. But now I don't think about it, because I'm by that time they flip me over, because they do the back first and then they do the front. I'm asleep. But it used to be, you know, when they rubbing up in your thigh, your crotch area, man, you know, it's like, He's soldier for God says no point in focusing on the rearview mirror. Keep looking forward. Yeah. We're just saying that this is the reason why men are coming over here, man. We found the sweet spot over here. I mean, I see guys, the video I made today was really, I'm excited. I'm happy for these guys because you're not going to see it anywhere else. If you see it in my home country, you got to be rich. I mean, super rich or a celebrity or something like that. Over here, you just see average and below average guys that are living their lives, man. And I guess we are considered rich, you know, in comparison to them. Yeah, I don't want that. Yeah, I do got it good. And that's why I'm not going to mess it up. See, I was sleepwalking, man. I almost messed everything up I had, because I was sleepwalking. There was no way, I could should have easily been able to walk past that, but not if you have sleep and a 22-year-old, basically says here, I'm yours, take me, I'm yours. It's just I wasn't thinking. And it's I tell you, it hurt so bad. He said the YouTuber that had his tag girl boyfriend was Game Abroad. Yeah, but this guy's so far ahead of his haters, man. That's why I don't even I ignore my haters, man. And that makes them madder. But he's so far ahead. He's in Thailand. Imagine he's in Thailand living his best life. He's got a good YouTube channel. He gets a lot of views, and everything. He got a big following. I wouldn't be worried about what them clowns are saying. Okay, so what? Big deal. You come over here. Most of them guys that's talking about him, they'll never make it to Thailand. Misery loves company. That's why those little channels like that don't really have a following, they'll have a handful of miserable, sorry losers that agree with everything the guy says. Yeah, you got him good. Oh yeah, you lying over there. How's he lying? You watching his videos, you see him with the woman. Yeah, he says, doesn't that sound better than what a hospice is designed for? Yeah, your last room. Yeah, I don't say that. I used to say it. Michael Beat Your Life kind of got me off that because I start saying it real slow. It's just like if you say social security slow, you'll see what it is. Social security, but we say social security. So you never really catch the meaning of it, really. It's social security. That's the reason they give you that money every month. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. But remember, guys, here's what I like to remind you guys. That the YouTube, it's not really real. It's everyone on YouTube is not as real as I am. They're not showing you their real life. It's all a fantasy, really. Okay? The bigger channel, the more popular channels, that's what they do. They sell you this fantasy. It's no different than Facebook, man. I mean, you got to take what you see on YouTube with a grain of salt. Yeah, the only thing I got is I don't think he should have. I don't think Game Abroad should have been explaining himself. He's successful. He's already achieved the dream that these guys now. I don't know if you're talking about Tom Young. He surely looks stupid. Yeah. She's gonna try her damnedest to pay me back, but it won't. She'll be paying me back for the rest of her life, and I'm happy. I'm not gonna stop it. Robert Dame says, on a serious note, consider your budget at 50 pesos for the dollar. It could be in the future, and you need to be prepared for that. Your budget needs to be flexible for that fluctuation. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. But see, your money is going to be your money, okay? Because it's going to take a long time, Robert, for your spending habits to change. You're going to be on that dollar for years. It's going to take a long, long time. I don't even know when it happened when I switched over to pesos. I don't even speak in dollars anymore because $1,000 to you is still going to be $1,000 to you in America is still going to be $1,000 to you in the Philippines. You're not going to switch it over to 56,000 or 50,000. You're going to spend it the same way that you did over there, and that's troublesome for us because you're entering into a whole different economy when your $1,000 is actually worth more. But we're going to spend it as if it's the same $1,000 we've always had over there. I know that sounds crazy, but it's true, guys. Your spending habits aren't going to change the minute you step foot over here. You're always going to have that calculator and an exchange rate going off in your head. It's going to take a long time for you to fix that. I don't know when it happened for me. It just happened. He says you shouldn't. He said you wouldn't want to show everything you own to your girlfriend. Leave it in your will, but you don't want her to look forward to your passing. Yeah. Yeah, you want to be worth more alive than dead. And I wouldn't give her any money like that. I wouldn't put any money in the bank because they're not going to be able to manage that kind of money. Okay. Okay. Remember the average salary here is $329 a month. Now, most of us, because not me, I tried it before, it don't work. We're gonna you're gonna go from 329 to 3,000. It's gonna be a disaster. She's not used to that. So you're basically gonna go from 18,000 to 180,000 pesos. No. He said that no, he lives in Angeles City somewhere. The old Tomasa says, does the perfect budget for living in the Philippines exist? He said, yes, 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 as long as we control our wants and take care of our needs. Yeah. No, it doesn't exist. My point of making this live stream today is to say that everybody's going to have their own budget. It's like an asshole. Everybody's got one. Some are bigger than others. You're only going to be talking or speaking from your personal experience. There's no perfect anything over here. This is what discourages people to pull the trigger. They think it's got to be perfect before they can move here. Like, well, I don't have 2,500 a month yet. I got to wait. No one can answer that question but you. Can you live off of 1,500 over here? I can't answer it. I'm not even going to try it because guess what? People over here, they're only guessing. They don't know exactly how much they're spending unless they just spending everything they have. If they get 2,000 January 1st and then December 31st, it's gone. I mean, January 31st, it's gone. Then yeah, they're going to say, well, I spent 2,000. But they're never really going to be able to tell you what they're spending and what they spent it on because they're not tracking it. So they're guessing. They're going to tell you because they can't do it. They're going to tell you you can't do it. And it's just not true. We live different lives over here. There's no perfect relationship over here. There's no perfect situation over here. You just got to come over here and jump on that bicycle and really create the circumstances you're looking for. I always remind y'all, the Philippines is like, it gives you a piece, it's like a piece of clay. And you can mold out of it what you want. I've molded a lot. I still got a big hunk of clay left because I'm not done. But you got to figure out what's the most important thing I need to worry about with my money. That's number one. Number two is what's going to be my greatest expense. For most of us, that's the woman that's sleeping next to you. You got to find a way to control that. And that's why I throw these numbers out here to you. You have to know when you get over here that the woman's not making 18,000 pesos a month. She's probably, if she's got a job, she's probably earning about half of that. So when, she starts spending money and stuff, you got to say, hold on now, don't be afraid to say, look, before you met me, what were you doing? Okay? O'Neill Pettigrew says, are there many American husband and wife living there? There was a great couple called Two Expats Traveling. They had a YouTube channel that was growing. They stopped, and yeah, they're living successful over here. That's really the only couple that I actually saw with my own eyes. I never met them. Okay. Now, there's a couple I seen the other day, but I think they're missionaries. They're over here, right here in San Carlos City. But a lot of American men are bringing their wives over here. Now, in that situation, they had two pensions. But what you're going to see, you see more of that with Europeans. See, Europeans and Americans, we're totally different. We think differently. They'll bring their whole family over here on vacation. We're never going to do that. The American man, he's chasing booty over here. I'm talking about for the most part. We're not bringing our wives over here unless we're working over here or something like that. Most of us on the hunt, but they'll bring their wives and children over here. There you go. Have a nice day. Since in 2015 was my first time in the Philippines, I knew it was a place I was going to retire. Also, I won't put it in writing what happened those 2 weeks. What happened in those 2 weeks? Yeah, I'm gonna tell you something. I wasn't even thinking about taking a picture of that sand, but I had the sand. I don't know if we threw it away or whatever it was. It was just maybe like a 12 inch by 15-inch sand. I mean, because that's the only way I would have knew it was her. See, back in those days, before it's fancy, it's real fancy now. They got a waiting area and all that. Hell, you can walk off the plane and you can spot the woman. When I landed here in 2000, there was just a big crowd of people right there. I wouldn't have known who she was. She had that sign right there. Welcome to the Philippines, Calvin. I was like, wow, that did me in. You're talking about giving somebody a compliment, man. And this is another mistake I made. I didn't buy any pesos at the airport. So when we get to where we're going, all I had was money. I gave the guy a $20 bill. Luckily, he took it, which was about 3 times what the taxi ride cost. But I didn't know any better. But yeah, we all live in different lives over here. Look, some of us are married. Some of us have a living partner. A living partner has children. Some of us have children. Some of us live in the city. Some of us live in the province. Some of us live in small cities like I do. The spending and the prices are going to be all over the place. You're going to have to come over here, boots on the ground, to kind of figure it out. Okay, because I know Michael Beach of Life, he was staying in Cebu. He's paying a whole lot more for rent than he's paying now, but he lives in Bohol. So yeah, it's all over the place, but I'm never gonna tell anybody you can't do it. Yeah, Robert Carl Carlton said European families vacation in Southeast Asia, Philippines, American vacation in Hawaii and the Caribbean. Yeah, you're right. But it's just as far, Robert, those European families when they come over here. But that's what you'll see. You're not going to see many American families here unless the man's an American and he's married to Filipino woman. But very seldom are you going to see an American over here with his wife. Yeah, see, now he said rent and labor is what's out of control here right now. But rent and labor here is low. It's steady. It's not climbing. It hasn't went anywhere. As a matter of fact, it stood pat for the whole 5 years I've been here this time. It hasn't went up, not one bit. Now, if you hire somebody like the engineer, yeah, it's gonna go up. But if you just hire regular, okay, we had our air conditioning unit cleaned yesterday, professionally done. It's 850 pesos to have that done. You know how much an HVAC, if the guy's gonna come over your house, the service call is gonna be $200, or maybe more now. But we pay her brother 500 pesos a day, and you see the work he does. That's not even $10. That's what? Let me see. Nine. That'll be four. Put my five. Yeah, it's about $9 an hour. I mean $9 a day, not an hour. I'm sorry. And he's like a master carpenter. He does it all. He's back there. I'm gonna show y'all. He's welding. He's doing everything. Carpentry work, painting. He can do everything, probably, but electricity, because he can do the plumbing. He said if she had a red carpet, that would have been over the top. Come on, man. Come on, guy. Look, do you realize there's 259 people on here? You know how many comments is over here? Evidently, you don't. I can't see every comment that you make. And what would make me want to keep punching on your comment? I mean, what's so important about it? I can't see it. Dean Johnson said, James said he met Nan at the library. The next day I see her on Walking Street patio. Yeah, I mean, but okay. Remember though, guys, YouTube is not reality for real. There's very few channels like mine that are really real, where you're seeing my real life. Most of this stuff is fantasy, man. And you know, the guys that he's talking to, they're never gonna come there anyway. I mean, even if you said, okay, man, you know, why'd you say you met her there when you're there? Okay. But I'm still with her, okay? I'm over here living my best life. I wouldn't sweat it if I was him. I wouldn't be backtracking and um, making excuses to guys who will never come there. Because I saw a video of his. Hell, he was living in Brazil at one time. You know, the guy's got a good channel, man. I mean, you know, he's got a good following. He's earning money on his channel. I wouldn't pay him no attention. I don't pay my haters attention. And I'm pretty sure I get 10 times more haters than him. That's what makes them mad. I don't pay them no attention. I mean, you know, you gotta be, what type of person sits around and makes a video about somebody? A man anyway. I mean, that's some homosexual stuff. I'm not paying attention to any man that long. He said the composting network said the Brads are saying don't come because they don't want what they because they don't want what they concern unwanted by their standard. I don't understand. But you're right about who's saying it. This is the Brads. If you look at YouTube in the Philippines, you're going to see who's preaching this stuff, who's discouraging you from coming over here, who's saying that you got to have it all together to come to the Philippines. I don't have to say it. All you got to do is watch YouTube. You're going to see who's telling you that you got to have everything set up in a row, a perfect situation before you come over here. And they don't even have it like that. These are average and below average guys, man, who come over here and found their niche. But they're so afraid that if you come over here, you're going to take it. They don't want to share it. It's enough over here for everybody. But that's who's telling you. I don't have to say any names. I wouldn't say any names anyway. All you got to do is watch their videos. Everything is, don't do it. You need 2,500. Oh, you don't have health care. Or, the age gap. Because I've seen a lot of them are starting to include me. And people are sending me links. I'm like, I don't care. Think I care what these guys say about me? I don't even know them. But that's who's telling you not to come over here. They're discouraging you. They're self-righteous. They're the ones I was talking about today who they've forgotten that their life was shit over there. Nobody wanted them. They couldn't get nothing done over there. After they retired, that was it. But they've come over here now. Now some young Filipino woman telling them what they want to hear, sucking their dicks whenever they want it. And all of that, right? They look $1,800 or $2,000 a month. It's going further than it was at home. And all of a sudden, they're the experts. They're self-righteous. So they're saying, oh, you can't live off $1,000 a month over here. Oh, I can. How do you know I can? How do you know me that well? You don't even know me. Shut up. But that's who's telling you that. And they're paying $80 a month rent. It's not just Old Dog. I don't even know if it's Old Dog. But you'll see it. A lot of these guys. If YouTube starts paying them for the bullshit they putting out there, because none of it's positive. They're all up there, they all are kind of together up in Angeles City, a bunch of them. But they're the ones telling you don't come over here. Hey, Harold Till, thanks for that super chat. He said, Cal, is rent to own new subdivision, tiny house a good option? Well, be careful. One thing about rent to own here, I can say this. It's really rent to own, but it brings back just bad memories about rent to own in America, where, you put down the big down payment, you miss one payment, and they take it. I would rather buy, just build your own damn house over here for anywhere from $10,000 to $20,000. Lease you a lot. That would be the way to go. And then you're done with it. Your expenses are down. Okay. That's the way to go. People are going to tell you not to do it. They're going to say, oh, you need an exit plan. What if you decide to leave? But most people, man, I'm going to tell you, they're staying over here. I've been over here 5 years. That's just me. Most of these YouTubers, they've been here longer than me. I think Gio is 7 years, okay? Now imagine you're renting for 7 years. I don't know his situation, but he's been here for 7 years. You bought you a house, but people tell you, oh, I'm only going to be here a year or whatever. You're going to spend the money anyway. But I wouldn't do that because, first of all, they're going to charge you a whole lot of money. I would come over here and try to find me a lot that I could lease. Maybe anywhere from 100 square meters to 200 square meters, and just build me a nice little house on there for $10,000 or $15,000, $20,000 and be done with it. Okay, the money I'm saving on rent, man, for something that's equitable to this, I've been in here already 2 years. I've already got my money's worth. Just say 500 dollars a month. What's that? 12,000. Okay, I got one more year, and I'm done. I'm done paying for it. But it's mine. I don't have somebody coming in here. If something goes broke, I gotta contact them to fix it. I don't. There's just a freedom that comes from owning your own house, especially over here. Yeah, I don't get their attitudes, man. I don't get it. I'm like, dude, why would you retire to come over and be as grumpy as these guys are? They're grumpy, they're self-righteous, they're talking down on everybody. Like, just mind your own business, man. Leave people alone. You know, they're picking a fight with people. I'm like, you can't tell, you're going to tell somebody what they can do and how much they're going to need and how important healthcare is, and you won't even walk around the block. You can't even do 5 push-ups, but you telling somebody how important healthcare coverage is. If I'm going to tell you how important it is, you're going to see me out there running, working out, eating better, and all that. I'm not just going to be preaching that stuff, because your good health buys your healthcare insurance. Okay, you want a chance to make it if you do have to go to the hospital. You don't want to rely on a damn miracle, which most of us over here, that's what we do. We're relying on a miracle when we go to the hospital. No healthcare coverage in the world is going to save you because you don't take better care of yourself. And they got younger women, but if you get a younger woman, oh, the age gap, they'll say. Okay? They got the women the same way that you did. Off the dating site. They're the same women. We could exchange them. They would be the same. All you got to do, but for some reason, they're better than us. I don't get it, guys. Don't come over and do that. Don't forget what you're coming away from, what you're coming out of. If you don't forget that, you're going to have a good time over here. But if you forget and you come over here and now all of a sudden you walk around with your chest poked out, you got a woman, now that you didn't have before, by the way, and now you're talking down on everybody and you're living the perfect life. Don't be that expat over here, man. Michael Watkins says, exactly, because if it was so bad, Brad wouldn't be here. Right. That's the whole point. If it's so bad, then why are you still here? We're selling y'all a dream. Nobody's selling a dream. He said, where can you get a good haircut for a black man? Well, most of the big cities are going to have the mall. You go to the mall, and they're going to have like Bruno's or one of those places like that, right? But here's what you need to do when you go there. People laughed at me when I was talking about bring some hair, lion chalk. Bring the lion chalk with you and have a picture of what you want your haircut to look like on your phone, and then they'll do it. But if you just go sit in that chair, you're going to end up like me. Y'all think I'm playing. Y'all can see where my line starts again over here. It's just barely growing back right here. He took my line all the way back here, man. What would make you even do that, man? What did you see on my head that will make you go that far back and think that you're doing the right thing? Because I had a good barber over here. He's in New Zealand now. He took an OFW job, and I don't blame him. But he worked at Bruno's. He cut my hair, the fade, everything. But it took a while for him to get comfortable. And he got to the point where he was better than my barber at home because they give you a massage and everything, a shoulder and head massage when they get done. So I would go to the malls, but if you're in Manila, Angeles City, places like that, there's black guys up there cutting hair. That's the good thing about going to places like that. Okay, you're going to be able to get your hair cut because a lot of times when I first start coming here, they would be afraid to cut my hair. I come in there and I'll be like, you know, and whoever was brave enough to step forward and cut my hair, I always gave them a big tip. But once you find a good one, it's like anything else over here. You keep coming back. If you find a good laundry, stay with that laundry. A good massage, same thing. A good woman, same thing. Because it's hit and miss over here. But yeah, when you come here, go to one of these big malls and more than likely, um, they're going to have one of those major salons in there. But remember, bring that line chalk, man. Bring it because they're not used to cutting a line. You know, most Filipino men, they're going to have bangs or, you know, they're used to cutting a white man's hair because the hair looks similar, but not yours. I mean, they messed me up. Yeah, they're basically taking the, not the place of Big Shirley, but the Kerns over here, man. It's really disheartening to me because they're only a handful of a handful. They don't even scratch the surface. The guys you meet over here, man, listen to me. I'm telling you 100% truth here. The expats you meet here are great guys. But when you see vloggers, you know, I'm included with the vloggers, we give you the wrong impression. Like expats, you know, are arguing and fighting against each other. It's not true. You just see that stuff on YouTube because that's how they get their following. All you have to do, if you're a YouTuber and you want to get a following, then talk about me. Put me down. Say that what I'm saying ain't the truth or whatever it is. All right. And you're going to get a following. Not realizing you don't have to do that, but I'm just saying that's the reason they do it. Man, I'm going to tell you something. 99, if you meet 100 expats over here, 99 of them are going to be good. You're going to meet that other guy every now and then, but for the most part, you're going to meet people like John, like Jack Wolfinger. I mean, so many guys have come over here, man, to meet me. Black, white, Asian, it doesn't matter. They're good guys because they've escaped the matrix. They come over here and they taken care of business. They found what they were looking for. It's these self-righteous guys who sit at their kitchen tables, have a YouTube channel, and, you know, just want to be important, man. You know, they're giving y'all the wrong impression, by the way. Okay? I'm telling you, when you come over here, you're going to be around a great group of guys. And when you do run into people like that, you know, you distance yourself from them. People talk that stuff about Dumagetti, right? Some of the best guys I've ever met since I've been here this 5 years, I met in Dumagetti at those meet and greets. They're not telling the truth, man, Cass. They're doing that for views and clicks. People aren't fighting anybody down there. I mean, really. You're going to be happy when you do find a good group of guys that hang around who can chop it up with you and talk about the things that you're used to talking about. Because it gets crickets. Tita Child said, Calvin, he took the words right out of my mouth. The Passport Bro movement actually scared the Brads. They are trying to discourage certain guys from coming. It's true, man. It's true, but they're not telling you the truth. I just want you to have a good time because we all can have a good time. They're having a good time over here. They're living the time of their lives over here. He says, I see the look on their face when they see me and they ask how long I'm here. And I say, I live here. You should see the look on their face. I mean, when you go, okay, you hear all that bad stuff about Dumagetti, right? You can walk right by the Why Not and won't nobody even say nothing to you. You'll be like, where's all the bad guys? Now, I'm pretty sure later on at night when they start drinking, because there's another little bar right down, well, not right down, but I'd say a block down on the boulevard from Why Not Bar, where a lot of foreigners hang out. And I'm pretty sure once they get drinking and stuff like that, maybe some stuff may go on or something like that. You know how that is. Hey, pretty women in classic cars say, hey, brother, new to your channel from Las Vegas. I'm gonna say, I say all that to say this. When you come over here, you're not gonna have trouble with expats. Okay, you just keep going if you run into them. But they're telling you not to come. They're discouraging you. They're saying, you know, you can't live on 1,000 or 1,200. But they really don't know. No one really knows. Only you're gonna know. Numbio says that on average, the cost of living in the Philippines is 56% less than the United States. Rent is 82% lower. So if you can't come over here and somehow make that work, then you can't blame a vlogger. You got to blame yourself. Okay? Because everybody's got different spending habits. Okay? But before I had my YouTube channel, I never heard expats. That was never a topic of discussion. Well, what's your budget? How much are you living on over here? We just never talked about it. It was only when I got on YouTube that I see it. I mean, that's all we talk about now. There's no other subject that divides the expat community on YouTube more than this budget. You know, because some people are going to say you need 2,500. Some people are going to say you need 3,000. That's because that's what they're spending. They can't tell you how much you need. When the average Filipino, I'm talking about, these are people who actually have real jobs that are being tracked by the government and everything. It's $329 a month. And you can't come over here and make it on 1,500? Then what's going on with you? Because the majority of the people you run into, they're going to be earning anywhere from 4,000 to 8,000. They're not going to moments with Mitch. See, he knows, and this guy, he works in retirement, and he's an advisor and all that, right? He's a Calvin. Most don't track it here. Talking about their spending. So they don't do it here either. He said that's why they don't track it there. In my reviews, you wouldn't believe how many people don't know how much they make or how much they're spending, unless they're just spending it all. Well, hell, that's not really a true budget. That's not really a cost of living. You're just spending all your money. If you tracked all your spending, you would know exactly how much you're spending and where it's going. Well, damn, look at this. I got to cut back. We spent $400 at the casino last month. Well, damn, you know, we normally spend $400 at the grocery. We spent $600 this month. That's the only way you're going to know. You can't be guessing. That's not a budget, guys. I don't know what that is. He said, Calvin, hey, do you have to pay property taxes? We do. They come out in March. They may already be out, but you have to pay them by, I want to say July. Ours is about 2,000 pesos per year because I don't know how they figured that out. That was my ex-wife, guys, on Judge Mathis. But you got to realize, when I met my wife in 2010, okay, when she was an absolute fox. I mean, I don't owe him no explanation, man. You know, it's just, that's what I'm saying. Haters like him, I ignore. You know, is that all? It's the best you can do. That's the best content you can come up with. And y'all silly enough to click on that stuff, then y'all can have it. But when you come over here, don't look me up when you want some real information. Stay on over there with that bullshit over there. Yeah, I mean, that's my wife. You know, you hit low. These guys are hitting low, but I don't care. I go high with them because I'm in another country. If I was at home, it'd be a different story. You know, but you know, why would you go after my ex-wife? She hasn't done anything to him. This guy's a weak man. You know, when I met her, she was 36, 26, 36. Those are guys that can't come up with any following. All they have is a bunch of miserable men around them. And all you got to do to get that little following is to say something about me. I'm living my best life over here, and they hate that. Hey, thanks, Happy Man 6920. Remember, success is the greatest revenge. I'm just going to get better and better and bigger and bigger. Okay, I'm going to just give them more to hate. Thanks for that super chat. Said again, thanks, Shan, and all of you commenting, giving all this information. It's appreciated. That's what we want to do. We want to help each other. Yeah, you know, I'm living my best life. I mean, what does that say? I don't say nothing about me. You know, it would have been better if he'd have made a, have you ever seen his woman? You see, that would be the thing. You know, why would I want to make a video about somebody else's woman, man? Y'all don't even question this stuff. Y'all just hit on it. I mean, like, really, I mean, I feel bad for her because she don't deserve that. She don't deserve that. You know, that's the truth. Okay, Uncle Dave said, how long does it take to get to St. Carlos City from Dumaguete on the motorbike? It took Merlin 3.5 hours. But she was on that Honda 160. She got a new motorcycle. Now, she got an NMAX. She wanted a new one. That Honda 160 was 2 years old. So we got a new NMAX. It's nice, too. It's all black with gold trimming, gold rims. But I like the NMAX. One of our subscribers came here, and he had 2 motorcycles. I don't know how he had 2 motorcycles, but he asked us to, I think it was my friend from Australia. For some reason, he had 2. I don't know how he did that. But one of them was an NMAX. So he said, hey, can y'all drive the NMAX from the gym to our house? He stayed in the guest house. And we liked it. We was like, wow, if we ever get another motorcycle, it's going to be an NMAX. But I don't want to, you know, talk anything about them, guys. You know, it's just going to give them something to talk about. I don't want to give them any more content. Let them do it themselves. Cisco says, I wanted to drive a motorbike around Cebu City. It looked crazy. Yeah, you're going to put your life in your own hands when you do that. A lot of guys come over here, they're bold, man. I tip my hat to them. I mean, the minute they get over here, they get on motorcycles and cars, and they just get right into it. I said, no, I've never driven over here, and I never will. Only my bicycle. The very first day I was here, man, I was like, no way. No way. Ruby said, just curious if you're divorced with your ex in the U.S. or still legally married to her. We're legally married, but we've been separated for 5 years. I mean, it's nothing. She could easily get the divorce. When I go back, I'm going to do it. But Filipinos aren't like American women. I mean, even if, you know, they said, man, you need to hurry up and go back before the 10 years is up, or she's going to get the Social Security. I wouldn't care. She earned it. We got a son together. Okay. But we don't have any animosity toward each other. That's just how it was. In the beginning, yeah, but now, no. She would give me the shirt off her back. I would give her the shirt. I'm just saying that it was a low blow for him to do that. And see, what's going to happen is I ignore those guys, but there's going to come a time when somebody's not going to ignore them. He says, what kind of Honda? It was a PCX. Now, we looked at that ADV 160, I think it's like a 165 now or something. We looked at it before we got the NMAX, but the color she wanted, it was already sold. So we were going to get the white one. But while we're sitting there, you know, I was like, the lady said, well, we got this and this on the other side of the place. So we went over there and we saw the NMAX and we got that. Yeah, they're really nice. I have a friend over here. He bought a used car. Well, I've actually had two friends over here to buy used cars, but they were in great shape. If you vet the owner and see that the people have good money and they got a good life over here, then yeah, I wouldn't tell you not to buy a used car. But if you're just buying a used car from the locals, I wouldn't do it. You might as well buy a new one. Either way you go, no matter where you go, once you ride that car off the lot, you're going to lose a lot of value. But for some reason here in the Philippines, you don't lose as much value from your cars and motorcycles as you do in America. Okay, now remember we had the Honda, the PCX 160 that we bought. I want to say we paid 117,000 for it 2 years ago, man. All right, Maryland said she wanted 85,000 for it. I said, Maryland, they're not gonna give you that for it. So when the guy offered 70,000, I took it. I said, take that. Imagine a 2-year-old, you know, but that's how it is. You know, it was in great shape and everything. But over here, because okay, her brother had the one who did the guest house. Well, we were paying him like we normally pay him, but at the end of him finishing that guest house, we gave him Maryland. Maryland had a Honda Click 150 at that time. It wasn't even a year old. We gave it to him. And it's just a bonus. You know, we're saying here, thank you, because, you know, he's a construction worker and they need motorcycles to get back and forth to work. We paid 97,000 pesos for it. He sold it for 75,000. I was shocked. I didn't think he was going to get that much for it. But for some reason, you know, they don't have a problem. Yeah, I know Alex. Now, he rode bikes over here. I think you were on the NMAX, right? He said he loved it. Yeah, man. No, I'm not fooling with these bikes, guys. I promise you I'm not. Because remember, a friend of mine just left here from Siquijor Island. He was in an accident. He lives on Siquijor Island. If you go there, there's no traffic there. He said somebody turned into him. Okay, he's lucky he didn't get hurt, but the bicycle got hurt. He's going to end up having to pay for that bike. But that's the kind of stuff happens over here. I'll say this because I'm getting ready to get off of here. One Sunday morning, I was riding my bicycle in Center Mall. This is a big open space. It's like a park, basically, where everybody does, you know, they learn how to drive, they jog, they ride their bikes, they do everything. Well, it's early Sunday morning, about 7 a.m. Nobody's there. Two motorcycles come up to an intersection and run right into each other. Nobody else is there. That's what happened. Yeah, NMAX. That's what Maryland's got now. But thank y'all so much for your super chats, your super stickers, the new members, all your thumbs up, all your support for Sunshine Shoulders. If y'all come over here, man, February, last week of February, we're going to have the meet and greet. I'm going to have everything together by the end of the week. We're going to have it at Meg's Resort. It's really, really nice. Everybody's invited. Okay? Take care, everybody. Stay safe. Stay out of trouble. I'll see y'all next time.